Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this world. My name's Jade, and this is The Interview. And today we have Andrew Fly from Cinematic Alpha. The show is sponsored by DistroKid, and we are going to hear some awesome music today and talk a lot about creating music. Are you ready to ode? We're going to ode with a track by Andrew called Spring Flower. Let's do it. Why, hello there, and welcome to the show. You know my name, don't wear it out. I'm Jade, and welcome to the show, and I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, you're doing okay out there, everybody? Alrighty, it's Friday here in Australia, man, very exciting times. I want you all to remember, time change is coming up. Yes, it's that time of the year. On Sunday here in Australia, Saturday for the rest of you, daylight savings kicks in here, where this show will be an hour early for about 3 weeks, and then it'll be another hour early, and then because all the rest of the clocks change. So that is that. I just thought I'd throw that out there for you all to sink your teeth into and start to digest, because it's a pain in the ass each year. I'll tell you who's not a pain in the ass. Today's sponsor. Yeah, let's talk about that right now, because today's sponsor is DistroKid, and I release all my music through DistroKid. I'm about to release more music because guess what? Songtember is over, and I hope you had a great Songtember and got your music finished, and if you didn't, that's cool too. There's plenty of time to still get it out and release it through our good friends at DistroKid. Yeah, you can sign up to DistroKid for an annual fee of $24.99, and you get unlimited releases, unlimited singles, albums, whatever you like to do. You get a Spotify checkmark, you get royalty splits, you get free promotional tools and access to a mobile app if you use my code. There it is right there. Thomas has whacked it in the chat there. distrokid.com/VIP/Jadestar. You'll get 7% off your first year. And you know what I say? Be a legend and use my code and help a bitch out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because DistroKid have been sponsoring this show for a damn long time now, and I'm ever so thankful for their support. It's It keeps the lights on so much you wouldn't believe, and I've been using them way before they started sponsoring this show. So yeah, I was already putting my music out through DistroKid, so it's a good deal. You know what I'm saying? All right. So you know what I'm going to do? Thank you, DistroKid. I love you, DistroKid. All right. You're all doing good. I see you all in the chat. If you're watching on the replay, hello to you. If you're lurking, hello to you. You know the deal, guys, in the chat. I see you all there. We'll say hello to you in a moment, but we're going to get straight into it like we do. It's my favorite time of the week where I get to hang out with somebody who's incredibly talented and pick their brains about how they're so talented. And this person I came across with the invention of this app called Soundbox that came out by Audio Modern. And it promised the world. And it's kind of delivered. Now, some people may disagree with that, but for me, it has kind of delivered because we never had such a good library of really cinematic stuff on iOS. It's always been a real pain in the ass to watch people on computers have all the fun. And I reached out to this particular human being and said, hey, I'd love to showcase your sounds. And from there, and we've just become really good friends. I value his friendship so much. And as it turns out, as you heard from that track we just opened up with, he's super bloody talented, yeah? So it's an absolute pleasure to have him on the show. I love having, well, we can say musician first, developer second. So let's just bring him on and get it all done. This is the man behind Cinematic Alpha and behind the beautiful music you are going to hear today. Let's welcome him, everybody, with a big Jade Starr music round of applause. Are we ready? Let's do it. It is Andrew Fly. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello, my friend.
It's so good to hang out with you, my friend. What an interesting friendship we have. It's so cool. I get to reach out to developers all the time, you know, and I send the same spiel. I'm like, hello, I do this little hokey show on the internet and I want to show you, and would you give me some codes to give away? And you know, you don't have quite personal relationships with a lot of developers, but I feel like we've become pretty good friends. We've had, you know, phone calls and stuff.
That's true. That's true. And I think that I feel very lucky in this sense to be together here in this amazing channel. And I'm very grateful with all the people that always supported us.
Well, you know, it's one of those things. I see a new pack come out from you, and I do get a little bit excited. A little bit of Wii comes out. I get that excited. No, I shouldn't be stupid. No, but I do get excited every time a new pack comes out because I know it's going to be fun, a fun show, right? And I know I'm not going to have to rack my brain. I'm just going to let my fingers go and make it, you know. That's the thing. Before I ask you the main question, here's the thing. When I get one of your sound packs, the first thing I do is download it. I put it on my iPad. I come into the studio. I turn all the lights off like this. Serious. And I put on my monitors.
I know.
I put my monitors on, and I'll normally be on Clubhouse with a couple of my friends like Brad and Russ and Ivan Idea. And I just touch the keys and we all listen together, and every time it's like I feel like I'm in a fucking movie.
That's the purpose. I mean, the idea is that people can travel and just with the sound, no light. And the idea is that people can get all the best from the sound, and even they can imagine another life. I mean, it is like an escape.
I feel like I don't have to think about it, though. I feel like I don't even need any talent. It still sounds beautiful. Anyway, so that's me glazing you for a moment. Let me hit you with the first question I hit everybody here on the show. Andrew, what does music mean to you?
That's a very good question. Look, it is like a person. Music for me is a person that all the time is with me, and I cannot live without this person. And whatever I do, it is always to decode the word in melodies, now even in scripts. But basically, music is always part of my life. Whatever I do, wherever I see, and wherever I share, there is always a frequency.
I love that. It's a person. I've not heard that one before, and I'm going to think about that too. It is a person I take with me everywhere. And has there been a time in your life where the music has helped you through a bad time? And can you recall how any like a song? Can you give us an example of something where music saved you?
My music or other artists?
Any music.
Okay. There is one of my favorite film composer that is Jóhann Jóhannsson, and unfortunately he's not in this world anymore. But even I love so much music from Lorena McKennitt.
Oh, I love Lorena McKennitt, man.
Yeah, indeed, if you listen to Spring Flower, it is something related to this kind of music. I mean, it is very similar like style. And another one, obviously, System of a Down. And what's the Osborne?
From Lorena McKennitt. System of a
Yeah,
Down.
exactly. Yeah, I can take different styles, and even I love disco music from 80s. So I had serious problems. But yeah, I love all kind of music.
All right, so let's go back in time. We're going back to when you were a young Andrew Fly, little around the house. I don't know how old, but do you remember the music that your parents played in your house? Who were some of the artists, or just family, any family?
Yeah,
and sure. Who were some of those artists, and do they influence you now?
Yeah, it is very particular, this question, because when I was 5 years old, and my father played for the first time the song by Stevie Wonder, I Just Called to Say I Love You. And this song, I remember that was something beautiful, even with very easy chords, very easy to play. But the great thing was that when I've been in the NAB show of New York together, one of my best friends, Fabrizio, I seen Stevie Wonder in front of me, and I wasn't sure, but is Stevie Wonder without mustache? I asked it like 5 times to the bodyguard, and he said, yes, it is Stevie Wonder. It's Stevie Wonder. So at that time, I was very excited. I was at least crying because my first song I learned was from Stevie Wonder. So that's great. So yeah.
What a great song to learn. I mean, Stevie Wonder's no easy artist to learn.
No.
Even though the chords are easy, right? To sing like Stevie Wonder's, it's way hard.
I prefer just to play.
Yeah. So from an early age, did you want to make music? Like, did you have a hunger, or do you remember an age when you wanted to make music and create music?
Yeah, obviously, yes. The idea even is to switch totally from sound design to film scoring. And I love to create music, even just for music production, normal music production, not necessarily film scoring or something like that. So I am very open to all kind of possibilities. And I create music for myself. I mean, that's the idea, to be happy, even if I don't share my music. But today it is a good day to share, for sure.
It's interesting. I read something you said about technology being a part of music, but not the, I guess I'm paraphrasing, of course, but not the thing. Like the music has to come first and the technology is the accompaniment under that.
Exactly.
Have you always been into technology and programming and all of this stuff? Was it like a same trajectory as music or not?
No, because I started programming in 2020, and I, to be honest, I'm not good with programming. I'm not a good math professor in the sense of math, but I had to learn because I discovered that I can model my sound in different ways with technology. But for sure, what I always recommend to people, to friends that are playing with piano or whatever, is very important to have clear what you want to do with the music. So if you want to create a song, you don't need to necessarily a super big virtual instrument. Yes, for sure, it is nice to play with beautiful sounds, but the most important thing even is to have like an object and to put the tempo and imagine, no? So something like that. And yeah, even when you're in the shower is the best way to create music, in my little opinion.
Now, you grew up in Italy. We talked about this on the phone about growing up in Italy. Were you influenced by the music? Because here in Australia, we don't have a particular like style of music. Like you can go to countries and understand there's particular styles of music. Like in Germany, there's umbop music kind of thing. In Australia, we don't have anything like that. We're such a big melting pot of so many different nationalities of people that there's no signature thing. But in Italy, was there growing up was any that kind of music? Did that resonate with you? Did that inspire the way you make music, or were you just like, nah, Stevie Wonder, fuck that?
My father actually is one of my inspiration because uh, he teach me even now to create music because when I was young, I was very bad character, and he all the time say, "Hey, play this way," and me no. All the time it was trying to explain me how to play music. I was terrible in this sense, and a day I discovered that all these kind of lessons were very important. So I'm very grateful with my father because he is a composer and he's still playing with his band. And there is another artist that is Sicilian. It is Franco Battiato. It is one of the most, he was unfortunately one of the most beautiful people and composers. He is, my little opinion, one of my inspiration because it is like when you play his music, it's like wow, you are traveling around a world that it doesn't exist. So it is beautiful to listen Franco Battiato, and actually he is one of my favorite artists.
Now, as a kid, do you remember the first album that you were given as a gift, as be it whatever it was, vinyl, cassette, CD? Do you remember the first piece of music somebody gave to you as a present?
Oh, Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart, yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite song is obviously I'm Sailing.
Sailing, yeah. I am sailing. Man, the dude's got such a good voice, yeah?
Yeah.
He's I've always thought of him as being a little bit we use the word daggy here in Australia, which is a bit it's kind of like uncool but cool at the same time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, he's still performing now. Still, you know.
His set now it is more cool now. Yeah, he has a big energy. I don't know how he does.
Yeah, he's probably drinking that adrenochrome or something like that. I don't know. Who knows? Don't they?
History, but it's still good.
What about? So that was given to you as a gift. What about the first album you bought with your own money?
Oh, Smashing Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah.
Now, yeah. I have Machine of God 1 and 2.
Man,
Both.
their albums are so... I only got to see them... Have you seen them perform?
Yeah.
You've seen Smashing Pumpkins play live?
No. Unfortunately not. Unfortunately.
I got to see them once.
Yeah. I seen Muse live.
Oh, man,
and
so good.
Yeah. Even System of a Down live. I was working in Transylvania live, Milan in 2001. And I was normal worker. I mean, all the time beer, not for drink. So I was working there, and I seen a lot of people of music, of big music, and Camelot too. Yeah, Camelot, many others. Yeah.
It's funny, you mentioned Muse, right? When I first heard Muse, I was at a time where I'd kind of given up on music. I felt like there was nothing coming out that was inspiring anymore. My favorite band of all time, Mr. Bungle, had split up, and I was lost. And I heard the first Muse album. Oh my God, I cried just at the beauty of Bellamy's vocals and the cinematic, symphonic, the huge. It felt like a cinema with 3 guys, and
Yeah.
I just, yeah, and everything they've done ever since is just so beautiful. Except when I see them shaking champagne bottles everywhere, all over people, like they're race car drivers. I always think, what are you doing, guys? But
Yeah.
I got to see them many times. I saw Smashing Pumpkins once, Andrew, and I was so upset. It was not even at a gig. It was at a train station. They did a show in Sydney at a train station. It was so weird, and the sound was horrible. It sucked so bad. But I got to see them. So that's one thing.
Yeah, even the voice of Billy Corgan, I think that is not easy to understand, because you see that it is like an instrument that is out of other instruments. It's like alone the voice of Billy Corgan, but maybe it is this kind of contrast that has created the Smashing Pumpkins.
I definitely think that's what makes it interesting, because it doesn't fit. It is odd. It doesn't fit in there. It's kind of weird, and it's an interesting voice. Like, you either love it or hate it, I think,
The one is a band.
I've done covers when I've done my shows on the weekend, and I've sung a few Smashing "Today is the Greatest," and you have to really change the way your vocal cords move to get that voice. It's an interesting way to sing. Where someone like Bellamy, that's a completely different style of singing. Like, you have to know your chops. He's an amazing singer. What about, do you remember as a kid, maybe one of the first time you went and saw a big show, a live show? Do you remember that?
Can you repeat, please? Excuse me, there was particular noise.
No, that's okay. As a child, do you remember the first big concert or big show that you went to?
An Italian artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Claudio Baglioni.
Claudio Baglioni. Did I say that right?
Baglioni. Yeah, it is one of the most famous in Italy. It's like super big. And I was excited because it was my first concert, watching for the first time someone so important. And actually, I understood it even better because I was at the backstage. Because in this, my father was renting a group machine in order to cover the speakers,
right?
Something like. So yeah, it was working actually in this concert. So I was in the backstage. It was a very nice experience. Very nice experience.
I love
Yeah.
that. You know what I love too? You know, you mentioned this is a big artist in Italy. I love that even though the world we live in, we're closer together, right? We're more connected and we understand, we can contact each other anytime. But I love that even though we're so connected, we still have in our own respective countries artists that other people don't know or and will probably never understand or never like. But in your own world, I just love that. I think it's quaint. I think it's amazing that we still have that for all the amount of communication that we have now.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
having,
Consider that
yeah,
that you when, for example, you know, foreigner guy from another country, and he shares his music. I mean, not his music. I mean, the music of his country. It is nice to know even a new shape of music. So, but now with internet, it is very easy to listen from many parts of the world different music. But I remember 30, 40, no, 40 years ago, it wasn't so easy.
true, true. I mean, I'm much older than you, but I remember for me to get heavy metal when I was a kid, I used to go to this big fat guy named Dave Destruction who lived in Sunshine, and he had a paper list of all these cassettes. And I would have to go there and get the latest albums from him on a cassette, pay him like $20. I'd come home with 10 cassettes.
It
It's
was a beautiful feeling because it was like material, everything was better in this sense. I mean, now we are good instruments such as DistroKid 2, but I can tell you that I love to take to touch the paper of the cover. I mean, it's another feeling totally.
oh yeah. The thing is too, I think with it is that when you did that, you you were more inclined to listen to the whole thing and really listen to it so much and takes where today we're bombarded with so much music, it's so hard to keep up. You know, we're missing, like each of us, we're missing 97% of music that is out there. You know, we're only getting like such a small percentage.
Same. I do the same, really.
Let's
I love the idea to take care of my playlist.
Yeah. Let's play another one of your tracks because that's what we're here to celebrate today. We will talk about Cinematic Alpha and what Andrew does as a sound designer and all of that. But today we're celebrating mostly the music that he makes because this is the thing, folks. A lot of these wonderful developers we have, and I get the chance to have them on and find out what they make because, you know, it's very fascinating, I think, for me and hopefully for you. So thank you all for being here. I see you here, and we got somebody new here. I made it to the live. Glad I found this. Andrew Fly is my favorite sound designer and composer. Hey, that's pretty good praise right there.
Thank you so much.
Let's play this track. So we're playing everything from Bandcamp today. There's a Bandcamp link, folks. All of Andrew's links are in the description. So you got to go and click and do that. Remember, it's Bandcamp Friday tomorrow. Trevor Bear says, Andrew's video looks very cool. Well, I don't know what that means, but this is called Timeless. And once we play this, we'll come back and talk about it. Let's Oge, baby. This is Andrew Fly, Timeless. Jesus. That was pretty beautiful.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much even to all the friends.
Look, Audible Video, you can tell he's a composer. Lovely lead motif. I don't. There we go. I'm not a composer. I just write music. I don't even write music. I just make it. But wow, man, wow, right? It's how do you make stuff like that?
To be honest, I am very good friend of Michael Vignola, who is the composer and sound designer from Emergency Audio. And sometimes I love to share my libraries to him, and he does the same. Not always, because we are working all the time. So he told me, yes, please try this library. And I was inspired. Actually, I'm inspired by my library, obviously, but I love even to play with other developers' libraries. So I'm very open in the sense when I compose music, and I said, wow, this is beautiful, and I want to use for Spotify or something like that. And yeah, sometimes the music is like surprising me when I don't think to all the whole life or problems. When I have my little time of composition, I give my best, and I would like to do daily, but it's possible with cinematic Alpha.
It's the same here doing this, you know.
You can understand me.
Absolutely. And like, you know, we've just finished Songtember. We do this every year where we encourage everybody in this community to make music and release it. And for me, it's like the one time of the year where I've got to make music and do this at the same time. And it can be done. It's just very tiring, you know. I wish I could make music as much as I want to. Speaking of creating, being a musician, during school, were you able to have lessons? Was there a facility within your, you know, even primary school and high school that offered you music? Did you learn anything through that? And did you have to learn the recorder?
To be honest, for the same reason that I used to live all the time in this studio. So yeah, while other while my friends, when I was 7 8 years old, they were playing football, I used to be all the time here. So everything is like autodidact. So I didn't study. I learned from my father the basic, and then all the time like a nerd in the studio and with the dust, and you know.
Absolutely. Hey, look, I'm exactly the same. You know, you took a few lessons and then just started doing it. And there's no better way to like learn than just start doing it, really. In my opinion. Hey, my opinion's wrong too. Each to their own. That is the thing. Were you using real instruments, or have you always like made music using software from when you were young, like learning music yourself?
When I started, I was using keyboards, and I remember my first keyboard was a Casio Tone. It was my first keyboard. Then I used Technics. It was an arranger keyboard. And then when I discovered Korg Trinity, this keyboard has destroyed my life. Because it was amazing. And I think that this keyboard today is beautiful, and there are a lot of things to learn. And for the same reason that I never studied user guides. And the strange thing is that I create user guides now. But when I started to play with Chord Trinity, I discovered the word. So basically, I used always synthesizers, and even the Roland D50. But I'm talking about many years ago.
Yeah.
With the band, I got a band too. It was like a very strange band, like funny. We were composing strange music, totally crazy, and obviously I was playing the keyboard. There was a drummer, and many of them now are working in a different area, no music anymore. So I am the one who is still creating music in this area. So
that's good that you're still making music. Let's say hello to everybody who's here, because I've left it a bit late. And somebody's got a question. We'll come back to this question, Audible Video. So hello to Audible Video. We've got Thomas Christ in the house, Rune Sage. We've got Tremor Bear. Folks, leave a comment in the chat so I can find you, because there's a lot of you here. Russ, we got Leela, we got, I saw Wolfstone Studio. Who else do I see here? We got Sean Chandler, g'day to you. Ed B. Metal. Who else? Ed Zielinski, who's a massive Soundbox fan like me. Who else do I see? Jenny Jolave, welcome to you. Forrester the Wolf, g'day, g'day, g'day. Russ 8889, Hugh Caldwell's in the house. Who else do I see as I scroll? I'm going to run out of room. I've run out of room. So if you are here, give it Denise. There's Denise. Hello, Denise. I've come back down the bottom. Moby Pixel's in the house as well. Good to see you, my friend. There's Denise. I'll try and catch up. If I've missed you, I will try and catch up. All right. So, your first band and the name of your first. You've played in bands, yeah.
My favorite band?
No, have you played in a band yourself?
Yeah.
What's the name of the band? The first band. I know.
Well, really, it is difficult to translate.
Yeah.
It is the milk bread, the hard milk bread, something like that.
Okay. I always find the first band names incredibly fascinating, because we're young, and we think it's the coolest thing on the planet when we're young. And
I was 13, 14, so it was a very funny band, and we were talking about the reality, but in very beautiful way and very funny way.
You are a very passionate human being.
Oh, thank you.
and some people can take that and take advantage of that as well. And because here's the thing, right? I'm the same way. I know a lot of people are very passionate, but you put a lot of, just from my time knowing you, you release a pack and you'll talk to me about it beforehand, and then you'll say, this is what I feel about this. And it's hard, because when you're so passionate about something, people can criticize on the dumbest things, on just the stupidest thing, on like this one little thing which has nothing to do with you. And because of your passion, you can really take it to heart, right? And it's a hard balance being passionate.
Yeah, it is hard, because you live in a world where everything is to produce at the millisecond, and I always love to dedicate more time on sound design. And unfortunately, you see many people that are more related to the cover, to the graphic of the instruments, more the essence of the instrument. So in this sense, I suffer. If I have to be honest with you, I would like to see more people focused on sound more than the graphic, more than the other things. And sometimes for me, it is hard to create a library because I feel all the external influence of my life. And sometimes I take time, I sleep literally. And the day after, I start playing again on the instrument. So if I'm not convinced of the instrument, I don't release that. I have 3 instruments that I'm not convinced and I didn't release.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I'm talking about on this show, you know, I demonstrate apps, and I say it all the time. Apps aren't Pokemon. You don't need these things, right? Most doors have a lot of these things in them already, and apps are just like this added extension. But you know, there is a kind of subset of people that just feel like they need to collect everything and have get all these things, and they don't make any fucking music.
Exactly. That's the problem. That's I didn't say that literally like you,
I don't
but
care, man. I say it all the
yeah,
time.
yeah, it is true. Because for example, when I created Lyran Soundscapes, here there is a beautiful person who helped me to create this library, Lyran Soundscapes, and I created basically for him this library because I love obviously meditation music, and I have even another friend who creates music for meditation. She is a Pleiadian music, and the guy of Lyran Soundscapes. I have to be honest, I don't remember the name. Oh, Rune Sage. Rune Sage is a great person. He helped me a lot, especially in a time where I didn't have any inspiration. So he told me, no worries, everything will be good. Create something different. And I did. And actually, he is very happy with libraries. So it is not just a customer, it's a friend. I always created this kind of relationship, not just customers, but friends. And it's for me the engine of Cinematic Alpha, because it is not just to sell everything. No. I want to see that with my tools, you can create music. If not, I fail totally.
I'll tell you, our friend of the channel, Mateusz Prakowski, I've done a collaboration with him making music, and he makes, you would love what he does. Very cinematic. Anyway, for Songtember, he only had 2 weeks to get a song together. And in 2 weeks, he put together his song, released it the other day, and all of it was made using Soundbox, and all of the packs that he's won on my Patreon. And a lot of them are yours. And I will send you the link afterwards. It is just, oh my God, it's not a song, man. It's a piece. It's an emotion. It's
exactly
you can't
piece.
Yeah, you can't you can't manifest this through the basics of rock and roll or whatever. You know, this is something that you have to feel and express, and those are the tools that you provide through your company Cinematic Alpha. I'm jumping around all over the place. I don't care. It's my show. So I saw some other people who are here. Doug Kidder, welcome to you as well. He's finished his Songtember song. And yeah, Rune Sage is here in the audience. Says, Lyran Soundscapes trilogy is a work of art. Cinematic Alpha for Soundbox by Andrew Fly. He is the emotional architect of sound design. His libraries breathe life into my compositions. And you know, it's funny, you mentioned your conversations with him. We've had these very same conversations as well, where you've said, hey, I don't know if I should release this, but I'm a little bit more selfish, and I'm just like, yes, please, put it out. Like, I love what you do, so I get very excited. And folks, coming up this week, Andrew's dropped a new pack, so we'll be covering that this week. I want to know how you get into programming at this point. So do you remember your first computer? And what was some of the early software that you started to use to get into first making music and then moving into creating these libraries and stuff?
Basically, I started with Amiga 500, the
Yeah,
Commodore.
yeah.
And, this is another tool that destroyed my life. When my mother screaming, please study. And I was playing with Turrican, and I send my greetings even to the composer of Turrican, is one of my best friends, Chris Hüelsbeck. And Amiga was amazing because the music was amazing for this computer. It was great because with just bidimensional games, I was able to dream just with the music. I remember Outrun, I remember all this kind of stuff, and actually, I love it to create the soundtracks even for. Thanks to Amiga 500. So, and my first software I used it was the one of the first version of Cubase. I don't remember which one, but yeah. And it was the time that I was kicking literally my PC because all the time crackling and the Sound Blaster Live was.
Remember Sound Blaster? Holy shit.
Yeah. And then I used the Gina from Echo Digital. It was very nice stuff. And I started with these tools, and then was like a sort of drug, the technology.
Yeah, it's amazing. I had a Commodore 64, and even now, today, the SID chip is just, it's still worshipped, For its time, it was amazing. I remember some of the games that would download, and the music in them was just like, what the fuck? How can you get this out of this little computer? Just amazing. And even now, there are people producing apps replicating these sounds. I mean, that's how good the SID chip is. It still is regarded as amazing. And the Amiga, next level. I never owned an Amiga. I went for jump for me was Commodore 64 to a Pentium. There's a gap for me, but
it was passionate. Even this kind of stuff. And if you see all the community of Commodore, the people that used these tools, they are happy to share the old Amiga, and you see many rooms with many stuff of Commodore, and it's beautiful, it's amazing. So I think that the product is successful, even if unfortunately Commodore has got a bad time with bankruptcy and all this kind of stuff. But I can tell you that when a product takes your heart, it is forever.
Yeah.
Well,
they've just released a brand new Commodore 64. So actual proper, a few years ago, they did the one that had like a big computer in it and it just looked like, but they've just released the new Commodore 64, which is very close to the original. Because, so I love that it's still alive. I'm a big, Commodore head, old school computer head. I follow so many YouTube channels. It's ridiculous. So start out using a Steinberg, a Cubasis, like most people did back then, because, that was the invention of MIDI, pretty much, and here we are still today, almost using the same standard. It hasn't changed too much, MIDI. We got 2.0, but it's still the same thing with a few little extra bits in there. It's amazing how MIDI has lasted the test of time.
At the same time, there is even logic, because I remember that Imagic, when started this software and with PC, was very nice, but with Apple totally changed everything. So even Sculpture, that is my favorite software for sound design, it's great. 30 years at least, if I don't wrong. But you can create organic sounds very easily. And people ask me, which kind of software you are using for? Now, I'm using a 30-year software.
If it works, that's
Yeah,
the thing. Yeah.
obviously Vital and all stuff that you can add for during the layering, but the sculpture is like
It's pretty wild, and
yeah.
it's funny with this. Like here on this show, I demo apps, and I can't. Probably over 5 years, I've demoed. Have to be over 50 reverbs, more have to be way more. But there's still one I just go back to every time, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that any of the other reverbs suck, but sometimes you just gravitate to things that are comfortable, and it's like a warm blanket. It's like a hug, and Altether's one of those for me. Every time I want to use reverb, I just put that on it and go, it's magical.
One of my good friends say, know your tools.
Yes.
Martin always says that because it is true that we have our tools, and if you feel comfortable, it's okay. But even it is important to be open to new applications, because if you can give something more in terms of the intensity, all this kind of stuff, it is very important to use other software, not always all the softwares. So it is nice that you know your tools, but even give a little percentage to new softwares, because I think that evolution is always important. So in this sense.
And much like the world at the moment, the world at the moment is a crazy place. And the reason is, I'm not talking good or bad or anything like this. We are thrown so much every day. Like, it's like here. And I think it's the same with music tools too. You get bombarded with so much stuff. And on this show, I have to, learn something every day and learn how to do something. And, things are similar, like synths all have oscillators and filters and all. That's the basic stuff. But it is hard, I think, and I want to give credit to people who do get a lot of apps and learn them, because not only do the pressure to make music, but to learn these new things that come out that promise great things. And it takes time to learn this. And sometimes you get lost learning all the time and not making.
Yeah, and increasing the age, people become more lazy. And trust me, because even myself, when I have to do something new, it is like something like that. My brain is looking to be more open, but it is hard. But the secret is to take time, to manage the time, because all the time, if you are creating sounds, your brain explodes. The same thing when you have to learn a new instrument. Take your time. Don't do that all the Sunday because your family gives just this day. No, I mean, take more Sundays. I mean, yeah, take your time and then you learn. Yeah.
We're going to play more of your beautiful music right now. So, folks, are you ready to have your ears pleased? Because we're going to play London's Jewels right now. And let me just cue this up and make sure we're all good. We're just gonna play it and let you just go wherever you need to go. So let's do it right now. This is London's Jewels by Andrew Fly. Wow. Incredible, incredible. And I know you think that too. You're thinking that. I can see you in the chat, so you think that too. And it's true. But we are at our halfway point, and I need to run an ad because our show today is sponsored by our good friends at DistroKid. So let me, from the past, but in the future, but right now, tell you all about how cool DistroKid is. Let's Oj. This presentation is proudly sponsored by DistroKid. Introducing DistroKid, your ultimate music distribution solution. For just $29.99 a year, DistroKid empowers you to release unlimited tracks on all major music platforms worldwide, including Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, and so many more. Plus, use my link distrokid.com/VIP/Jade and get 7% off your first year. You'll also keep 100% of your royalties and gain access to valuable tools like instant verification on Spotify and detailed revenue analytics. Don't let your music go unheard. Join DistroKid today and take your music career to the next level. Thank you, DistroKid, for sponsoring today's presentation. Absolutely, Jade from the past. I couldn't agree more. DistroKid are awesome, and thank you so much for sponsoring the show. And as usual, you know the deal, DistroKid. I love you. No, really. I love you. Anyway, that creepy stuff's out of the closet now, and we can resume business as usual. What a beautiful piece of music, Andrew.
Thank you so much, my friend.
It's just, I love this so much. I love knowing that I am getting to play. I get to use your tools that you make and put out there, and you make amazing music. And it makes me now, every time I play, think I could be as good as this guy right here, maybe one day. So, what was the inspiration for that track?
Consider that London for me, it is my second love. So after my city, obviously. But consider that London for me is always, how I can explain. Look, it is the same. You cannot explain this song, and I cannot explain how is important for me London. It is strange, but every kind of moment that I got in my life of a chapter of my life that I have to close and another to open, I need to go to London. I mean, London is like a marker, a time marker of something new that is going to happen in my life. So, for example, in 2018, I was in London, and always my idea is to live there, not so much with the little political problems that there are there with Brexit and all this kind of stuff, but I can tell you that London for me is a big engine of inspiration. And obviously, I don't know Australia, so I would like to visit even there. Who knows if I change idea?
Oh, you would forget London if you came here, mate.
Sure.
I've only been to London once, and I wish I was able to stay longer. I was only there for 3 days, and I would love to go back. I had to play a show and then leave, so it was very quick in and out. And yeah, it's very
melancholic. For this reason, I love London. For this reason,
absolutely, I can see that. You know, it's a different feeling, and I can understand now why so many English people come to Australia, because the weather was shit there. But here, man, it's beautiful. Well, it's not always beautiful, but there's that. So, how did you get into scoring and that whole? Because that's a very interesting market to me. Of like, what's the steps? Do you reach out to people, and then how do you get into this kind of thing?
okay, it is. it is a long story. I will try to be so fast in this sense. Consider that I always loved the TV commercials and all this kind of stuff. And I started to love film scoring for sure from movie, but even from TV commercials. And I started touring McCann Erickson, that is a big agency. And unfortunately, I didn't get good results from this agency. So I continued my adventure with film scoring. So I remember that one of the best TV commercial that I seen, a video, it was like from Swatch, early 90s, if I don't wrong. And so I started to understand the storytelling more than the music. It is strange, but I am fascinated more than the storytelling of old pictures that I see in segments. And then I love to create music. But it is strange. Now, at the time, I need to create video clips, even AI generated, who cares? But I need to see the music. It is difficult that I start playing music directly. I tried that many times. This last time is quite pretty impossible. But when I started to make music without any kind of video reference, I was more flexible in this sense. Now I need necessarily to see even a little preview of a video or a movie or features. I mean, I need to get this kind of video examples. So then I create music. And even with this last library, I created one patch. I created all the video of Entropy, the new library. And then I created other patches in order to fill the video. It's strange, my way to work.
We discussed this on the telephone last week. I think it was last week, or who knows. Time goes so quick. But we're talking about writing for yourself to writing for somebody who's produced film or television. It's a complex situation, isn't it? Because, like, here's this footage. They have their idea, their vast idea of storytelling and where they're going. And here's you. Now you have to convey that feeling and not only take that, but take it way beyond.
Yeah, sometimes
what is the process?
Hard work with directors. It's very hard.
What is the process? The back and forward is the collaboration. Is it sent back to you and said, "Fix it"? I'm so fascinated. I'm sure everyone else is.
Yeah, to be honest, when I work with someone, it happens that my music changed the video timeline. So they actually adapted my music. Yeah, adapt my music to they adapt the video to the music. I'm so sorry.
No. But you would have to, I would expect, like when you're writing for yourself, you're critical against yourself. But then when you're sending things to somebody else and then they come back and say, no, this, I would expect you have to be very thin, very thick-skinned to do this kind of, to be able to take criticism and adapt, without copying feelings, It
is hard. I repeat, it is hard because sometimes the director, it is not able to see its own movie in the future. So it is like a dialogue with the director, and they say, hey, I made the music. I don't want to enter in your job, but to be honest, this scene this is not so much good. I did that. I did that, really. And for the first time, they were pissed off, obviously. They said, hey, but it is my movie. You are the composer. It's okay. But if you love my music, even you need to adapt a part of your movie to my music. It is like, look, 80% of a movie is music. So
Yeah.
that's the first point. But obviously, I accept any kind of suggestions. I edit. But if you want to destroy my soul, I prefer don't work, really. You trust me, I trust you. We create together something good. And not because I want to be like a reactionary, like a rebel or something like that. I love the idea that everything is harmony between video and music, between characters, because there are even actors that are good, but others that no, horrible. And some director says, put the music here, put the music here. But I cannot change the way of acting of actors. So it is double effort. And I do that. Obviously, I paid for that. But to be honest, sometimes I have to say my opinion and say, hey, please, I have to change. Exactly. Bravissimo. Bravo. And Zelensky, okay. He said a very good thing, a good example with David Leitch and Badalamenti were a unique person. When they started to create Twin Peaks, they were at Badalamenti's house, and David Leitch describing the movie and Badalamenti playing. Now there is the girl that is walking, and so I have in this moment my skill.
The greatest TV series of all time. All time.
Exactly.
Still, I can go back, watch the whole thing again and still get those goosebumps. The weirdness of it, the beauty of it, and each song on the soundtrack of both the movie Fire Walk with Me and the TV series represent the characters. Audrey's dance, all of them, they're fucking amazing. And yeah. David Lynch did work a lot off the music. Like the music developed the characters.
He's one of the people that never followed rules.
True.
That's the way. Sometimes you need to ignore rules in order to create something original and people can love.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that, there's a relationship there and then trust, because I expect too, as a filmmaker, I don't know, I'm not one, but I've acted in things before, having a musician that you trust is giving feedback on, so for example, they send you a scene, you score it, and they probably wouldn't have thought about that music for that particular scene, that you're getting this feeling from it where they think it's this feeling. So that relationship develops the film or television series over time. It's
exactly
wonderful, wonderful thing. Now you have scored for a film that is coming out. Am I correct?
Yeah, it is.
Tell us
most likely.
about
it. A TV series in theory is like the first episode, and we are looking to reach more interest, and we are going to pitch this TV series. And from Lisa Thomas,
I'm going to play the clip. Very LGB centered, so you've got me involved, and I'm happy to play this. So this is Misadventures. It's a teaser. So let's kick back and have a listen to this, and I'll make it full screen. Let's do it right now.
Are you gay? Oh, we got a caller. You're on the line with Bucky and Bean.
Hi, it's Tim.
Tim Gunn? Is that you?
I'm sick of these liberal types. They're taking over.
Gender fluidity is all the rage these days, but my husband is convinced that it's nonsense.
You're not just gonna stand by and let her align with their gay agenda.
I'm done!
Little birdie told me they might be transmitting out of that farm in Freehold. We should pay him a visit.
Are you gay?
Fascinating.
Now, I remember when you played me this. I've got to give it some applause. I remember when you sent me this. I'm thinking, that doesn't sound much like the rest of your music. But then, as you said in the beginning, you have so many influences. Is this, how has this come about and this doing this?
I love to create music for different movies, for different social themes. So it is very important, the sense to be open. That's very important. And I love to work in this production with Lisa Thomas, who is the director and who taking care about the production. And even Fabrizio, I already mentioned it before, Fabrizio Fama, who is video editor. And we used to work at this adventure that called it Miss Adventure. So it is very nice. It's very nice. It represents what the society is living right now, and so it is very actual. So, and I recommend, if we have the possibility to share in the worldwide distribution, to watch this movie, this or series.
I hope it comes. I hope it comes to fruition. So I'm very excited for you for that. We are going to play another track because we've got 3 more to play over. We've got time to do this, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty of creating tools and all this kind of stuff. So let's play another track. Are you ready, folks? Man, I'm very excited every time I play one of your tracks. So let's do this now. This is called A Strange Future. I haven't played this one yet, have I? No, I haven't played this one. I'm so confused. Let's just do it. Shut up, Jade, you're an idiot. Let's do it. This is Strange Future by Andrew Fly. Let's oge. Now, folks, you've been seeing today, all of Andrew's music is available here on Bandcamp and on streaming services as well. So the links are in the description. Spit it out, Jade. So all this music is available here on his Bandcamp, which is andrewfly.bandcamp.com. We've been putting the links up for you during the live stream, but do yourself a favor and go and check out all this stuff, because even if film scoring music, you may think it's not for you, you're going to find something in there that's absolutely beautiful and going to take your heart away. There's a few people I haven't said hello to. Chimp Bonobo Continuum. I saw Michael's Songs. I saw Dell here as well too. So hello to you guys. I'm sorry I haven't called you out until now. So thanks for being here today. Let's talk about creating your music. So obviously before Cinematic Alpha, you're using so many other people's music. Is there a particular DAW you used and a computer, whatever it is, what kind of computer to make music?
Yeah, I'm using the same workstation that I use always the Mac Mini, 16 gigabytes and 500 gigabyte, blah, 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 and Logic. And I have different libraries too. And like, for example, one of my favorite libraries is Benny's Modern Strings, but it is for Contact, it's not for Soundbox. It is one of my best libraries in terms, for composition. For me, it is beautiful. It is beautiful, and wherever you want to create or film scoring or even just normal composition, the strings are very, very nice. And there are other, my libraries, obviously, my libraries that are beautiful in this sense, not because are my libraries, but I prefer to say that all the demos that you listened was from my products. So actually are the demos of my products, the last ones. The last that you put. Yeah.
Great advertising right there. Let's talk about Cinematic Alpha. So because here we are, Cinematic Alpha right here, which is cinematicalpha.com. Now it's weird here because I really only make music on iOS. This is an iOS based channel. But of course, you make packs across Contact and so many other different sources to get your sounds. So there is that. But here we focus on Soundbox because it's the only bloody thing that we've been given on iOS, even though iOS is so powerful, it could handle a version of Contact. I don't know why, but hopefully one day that is going to happen.
Who knows? We hope, because Native Instruments is a very nice company. And
yeah, I have it on my Mac.
Yeah, exactly. But for sure, I can tell you that Audio Modern did a very good job. And this sense, I'm very grateful with all with people that are working in Audio Modern. So it is very nice to be more fast, even for audio, for keyboard mapping, for many things. So Soundbox. It is a good software in this sense.
And the journey with iOS, we'll get to that later. So when did Cinematic begin, and what was your vision when you first created Cinematic Alpha?
I'm smiling because the name was created by Cinematic, because Cinematic Alpha, because I was using the lexicon alpha. So when I created Cinematic Alpha, I created this mix of words. And my inspiration company always is the East-West. East-West for me is like the top of companies of samples. And I tested my ear, everything, on this kind of samples. I trained my ear to many products of East to West. So for this reason, when you listen, for example, strings are more organic, because all the time I'm comparing with other libraries, not stealing, comparing.
Of course.
So in the sense, it is my reference East to West, and Spitfire so, but East to West is great, in my little opinion. And I got my first inspiration from East to West. And another company, Sonos Core, I used to know the guy of marketing guy in the NAB show, and actually he told me, if you want to create libraries for Contact, do it. So he is the responsible of many things, because Cinematic Alpha now is here even thanks to this kind of tips.
Now, you know, you come from making these, so starting Cinematic Alpha, you're making these packs for Contact and, you know, for computers that can handle this stuff. That's what they're built for. That's what computers are built for. Now, for the longest time, iOS, you know, it was okay. It's getting better. It's virtually, you know, 16 gig of RAM now, still not perfect because of the way it allocates RAM, and the threading is hidden by Apple, and they try to make their devices, these wonderful devices, they try to make them consumer friendly. They don't want you to get inside and tinker with them, and they want to make it easy for muggles, for dumb, simple people, yeah? Which us as music creators using iOS, we're constantly yelling at them like, look, give us the power to unlock the features. And, you know, since you move across to iOS with Soundbox, like you, with many other companies that have released packs like Compose Audio and all these third parties, there's been struggles with iOS because of the way they limit stuff, and there's so many different iPads out there in the wild that can't handle these huge libraries. So, I mean, you've even, I know a lot of the third-party companies now are releasing FLAC versions with WAV versions as well. So obviously you're a stickler for WAV files because they're so much more delicious. But
I have to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. When I created Cinepads for the first time in the Soundbox version,
yep,
coming from Contact, that obviously it is a big mega software, and you have unlimited possibilities. I was mapping exactly like Contact, so with 4, 5, 6 velocity, 15 seconds per note, and people were struggling. And so I always suggest for Cinepads to use better desktop, or who knows, in the future, if Apple will create something powerful in terms of processor. I know that it will be M5, maybe.
Yeah, it leaked yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a dangerous operation to adapt the software for iOS, and I have a big admiration of Audio Modern in this sense. But to be honest, I have to reduce samples. I have to reduce a lot of things. But the idea is now that it can be more compatible possible, because I cannot take my time to complain everything. So I have to be productive. And so what I did in the last libraries is to reduce even sample rates. But I think that it's possible to create something nice. If you want to make music for a short movie and you have Logic, you can do it. I mean, even with the iOS. The problem is that sometimes we think that with the limited hardware, we cannot do a lot of things. No, I think that is inverse. I remember when I was very struggling with money, I bought I bought about a sort of tablet, Windows with ARM processor, so all software incompatible. I create very nice songs, freezing tracks all the time, and I used to even a 2005 iMac Mini, no iMac, excuse me, iMac, and 2005 2006 with 2 GB of RAM, mechanical hard disk, normal hard disk, and I won two festivals with this one. I have a lot of stuff, and I I didn't participate to any festivals. So sometimes we think that with poor hardware, there are not opportunities. False. You can have a little hardware, but your fantasy starts when you don't have the right resources, the standard resources. When you have the minimum, you give all the best, in my little opinion. That's why I still will Mac Mini with 16 GB, and I don't have a Mac Studio. Many people would say, you are not working well. I have a beautiful synthesizer behind. You see, okay, respectful, and I love the idea to have a lot of synthesizers, but I can't lose my time. So, exactly.
Yeah, the time that you have is precious. And the thing with the iOS for me too, even now, like friends I know outside of this community say, "Why do you make music on an iPad?" And yes, I say it. I am open about this. iOS is a thing that you kind of have to make allowances for and go, well, I have to find a workaround to do this the way I really want to. But it's a trade-off for the ability to pick up this thin piece of glass, which is amazing, right? It's still, even to this day, I go, it's a piece of glass. Like, what the fuck? So, and that for me, to be able to pick up and walk away and take it with me anywhere I want, still outweighs having a computer. I could go back to a computer any day. I haven't used computers to make music since 2010. I just love the touch. I love to touch the screen, and now I have a keyboard and I can do two hands. I love that. But at the same time, you have to make allowances for it and know that it can't do all the things. And then you have to find ways around it. And it's possible. You find ways. Is it harder? Yes. But more rewarding in the end.
Saying when I told you that the Korg Trinity, everything was in the hardware. And I was happy to work more with Korg Trinity than the PC. So the idea to have everything in a all-in-one is beautiful. And I hope that it's possible in the future that I will just use a touch screen and nothing more. But for now, we are forced as developers to work with that, with a Mac or PC. And yeah, it is sad in this sense. But I think that Apple is going to unify.
I think so.
Mac and iOS will be just Mac OS. Rumors.
Always rumors.
Yeah.
Now, we'll come back to Cinematic Alpha because you've got a new pack out as well, which we'll be covering this week on the show. But now, something close to your heart. You are, we talked about your passion earlier, and you are a very passionate human being, right? And but family is very important to you as well, too. Tell us how your family is important, that inspires you. And
sure. My clone is my son. His little clone myself, for sure, a new version updated. More smart, my little opinion. A very, very smart guy. And yeah, it's basically he's everything for me. Because when he was born, I wasn't playing any more music. So he like created a sort of energy and I taken more energy from him in this sense, and I said I have to back creating music. So I restarted my career in 2015 with some short movies, commercials, but I think that my son deserves a lot, even because he has created the animation of Cinematic Alpha, the C and the A that goes like that is opening. So
Mwah.
it is an idea of Nicolas, my son. Yeah, he actually used to sing in some libraries. For example, Exoria Floating Ensemble, there is his voice. Even to be honest, I paid him obviously in his yeah, and then his bank account. I told to him, no worries, Daddy. It is just for patient. No.
No.
You did a big job. No, I mean, obviously, we are talking about money that he will use for study. He will use for his I don't know, toys. It's a good guy. Crazy.
I love that. Yeah, I remember when you told me that he was part of the vocals on that. It's just beautiful, and I know from our conversation, it's just how important he is, and obviously, you know, when you have a child, it very much inspires you to be better all the time, and hopefully they grow up and be better than you. And that's the dream, isn't it? You know, that they can, you provide a platform for them to grow and be beautiful themselves and excel in the places you may have failed. Let's play another song. Yeah. So this is My Quiet Retreat. And this is fairly new, isn't it?
Yeah, I created this song in a particular time of my life, personal stuff. And so I was enhancing, I was giving importance to the love between father and son. And sometimes love is difficult during a situation of separation or divorce. And you see that you are not so enough. You always feel that you are not so enough. So I tried to share my feelings in this song, nothing more.
You see, what an amazing segue, huh? Amazing segue. So let's play this beautiful song. You ready, folks? Let's do it. It's just so good. Jenny writes, I want to watch whatever film this is. Well,
Me too.
this is the film of Andrew. And I know you made a really big move recently as well for your son. And that song, every time I hear it, I just think, you know, that is the story. That's a father and his son.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, let me just bring this up. That entire track was made with Floating Ensemble from Cinematic Alpha.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just bring that up, which I've covered here on the show. All of Andrew's stuff I've covered here on the show. Where are you? I can't even see where. Floating Ensemble, a beautiful pack. Here it is here. Floating Ensemble for Soundbox, also available for Contact. And 25 meticulously crafted patches, 30 unique sound sources. It is a beautiful, this is one of my favorites. And even the inspiration today for the background, even though it's not the same one, was taken from this pack with the clouds in the background. Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah, actually, I mean, I played with the Soundbox version, not with Contact version.
But yeah, when I made the thumbnail for today, I obviously had a picture of you, and I was like, man, I got to get those clouds off here. So I basically put this picture into ChatGPT and said, recreate these clouds. And that's how we got the clouds behind in the thumbnail. So let's talk about AI while we're here, because there's a lot of anger and there's a lot of excitement. There's on both sides of the fence. I am of the opinion, we just put it out there, I use AI as an assistant to do things, to help me get things done so I have more time to live. Because, you know, if ChatGPT is there and I can pay a fee to help it do research, help me research and then fact check and then I fact check and all this kind of stuff and thumbnails. I'm a very loud person around AI music. And again, I'll clarify around not the use of AI in music, but the people who are playing bad actors and just using prompts and nothing else, and whatever they're given, they release that. I think that's bullshit. That's just me, because they're not really interacting with it. Where I have used AI, like Suno, to put in my own music to get an idea back and then expand on that and put that in. So you are probably going to be delving into AI with a future project, which we'll talk a little bit about. What is your opinion on AI at this stage?
AI, in my little opinion, is a commercial tool. Commercial tool, nothing more. I mean, if you use AI, for example, in order to study what the radio is sharing, like style, like I don't know, which kind of music is going well right now. It's good AI in order to take some little stuff, but not in terms to put in the timeline of logic in a little piece or something like that. No, simply I think that AI will be useful in order to take some little ideas, but not that computer is created. It is very important to distinguish the tool and people behind the tool. It is the same when you say Suno, but there are a lot of artists behind Suno. Yes. So if you take Suno in order to study a new style, will be nice. But I'm not agree about the prompt that you put the prompt. It's okay for us composers.
It's our music they're using to.
I mean, it's better because if they use that, we create something better.
Yeah, sure. I don't think humans are ever going to not make music. You know, this
is strange. Look, for example, I want to touch a very important discussion, a topic most likely. Many people, including many developers, are worried about AI because many people are using Splice in order to make music. So cinematic alpha or whatever is not useful anymore in theory. What happens when people will see that everything is flat, no passion, everything sounds metallic because they even don't clean the sound. Try even to clean the sound of AI. They don't do anything. So what I suggest to people is, okay, you want to create your own libraries? You can do that. But it's very important that you understand that there are people that used to work 20 years, 30 years, creating sound just for your happiness. That you open your little keyboard Casio, or you open your amazing Yamaha, whatever, or sound box. There are people that behind are doing a big effort. So what you pay actually is for the efforts of sound designers. To be honest, in the last library, I used DOVInst technique. That is, now I explain what it is. When I finish my sound design layering in the Logic with all my patches, I use even post-stretch, and I recreate, for example, the chords of strings. So I multiplicate in other layers. So there is a very hard job behind. And now I have the template, so it is more easy now. But the first time when I created Sublime Est, it was a software for Contact, a library for Contact. It was very hard to recreate everything. So this time I used it for this library, Entropy Volume 1, 11 labs. I don't have any problem to say. 11 labs samples. And then I did a very powerful editing on sounds. So I taken different notes of the same cello, and I designed how it has to be. So in this sense, it's true that you are taking a source from AI, but it's true even that you are editing the source, cleaning the source, you are giving movement to the source. So it is not just to take from Splice or 11 Labs and stop.
Yeah.
It is a very hard job to edit then the sounds in order to give like a natural playing.
So you mentioned here, so I'm just putting up it on screen. So DOVInst, digital organic virtual instruments, is your own method here. And I love in this chain here that Paul Stretching is in here. What an amazing app. I covered Paul X Stretch here on the channel.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like that.
Yeah. Just to be able to destroy sound so easily and just manipulate the smallest thing into something that goes for hours, you know, just half a ring on a guitar string and you create an entire fucking song. It is just amazing technology. So if you want to check more out of this, Thomas has put the link in there again for Cinematic Alpha. Go and read more about the process that goes into this, because it is incredibly fascinating. Now, we are running out of time here because it goes fast, this shit, when we do this.
Yeah.
I said it would, you know what I mean? So let's talk about, just quickly, we've got a brand new pack that we're going to be covering here on the channel. It is Entropy Volume 1. Do you want to tell us about it in your words before I butcher the demo this week? Do you want to tell us about Entropy? What's the driving force behind this one?
This topic vision music. So it was created, even I was inspired by all what is happening to the world. Because you see that even the teaser, it's like people are following all the same, are like without soul. So this kind of stuff, to be honest, it is very commercial, because there are a lot of composers that are looking for this kind of sounds. Even in live is not bad. for an intro during a concert, it will be great. Who makes epic metal too. So yeah, it is very nice, universal and so emotive. Yeah.
Let's have a quick listen, my friends. Let's do it. This is the teaser that you dropped on Cinematic Alpha's YouTube channel. Let's do that right now.
Entropy Volume 1 by Cinematic Alpha.
So I downloaded it straight away when you sent it to me, and I just got to say that piano in there is now my favorite piano. It's so, oh man, it's
DOVInst. That's DOVInst. Yeah.
it's got this darkness to it. It's very, very, yeah. Entropy is the perfect name. Dystopian, Rune Sage says. Dystopian. It is very dystopian, yeah. So there's the trailer too. Very excited to cover this on the channel this week. So I think it's Tuesday for the rest of you in the US and UK. I'll be covering it live as we do on the channel with the live stream. But what's next? Have you got something that you may be working on in the background that I can maybe show a picture of, and I'll put picture
Yeah,
up.
sure.
And you,
It is draft. So obviously, it is a draft. But
absolutely. But we're getting a very sneak preview here. This is, you go for it. Oh, there's the picture.
yeah. So imagine how many people wants to create their library, even for, I don't know, Contact Soundbox, and they have all the time to cut notes and to label all the notes. You don't need anymore to do that. There is a powerful synthesis here. You can export note per note with the name of the pad or wherever you want. So at the time, working so hard for the engine, and it will be on browser, so you don't need to use any kind of DAW, and it is a sound design tool. Don't mistake with PST for audio unit or something like that. It is very nice because you can use your browser, and we are talking about 50K kilobytes.
Wow. It's nothing.
So you will use the engine of Java and of your browser and export, zip, everything is done.
So yeah, so this is going to be within your browser, folks. So Safari, you can use it on your iPad, and then just export these zips, and then just, I'm assuming, just drag this into something like Logic.
Yeah, automatically it exports on waves and then compress. When you decompress, you will see all files 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with all names, and you can drag and drop directly. You don't have to suffer, and it is nice because you can draw the oscillator morph that you can draw even. So infinite to draw. I tried to draw like 10 seconds, and it sounds unique.
4 oscillators, it looks like here. We've got pitch
For the
LFO.
happiness of sound designers and obviously people that want to create their libraries.
Yeah, wow. How are you going to charge for this?
Oh.
Hang on.
A guy called me. You can try the market.
I have to, is it going to be free? Like, how are people going to be able to get it if it's in a browser?
It will be free.
Wow.
It will be free, but you can even make a donation.
Yes.
Because, I mean, if you're earning, thanks to me, $millions of dollars, it's okay if you give me some little donations.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, very exciting. I mean, you shared this image with me last week, and of course, I don't share this with anybody. I'm very privileged to have this. It's like with Entropy, you know. Even if we go back, I remember a time when you were not going to release one of these things. Which one was it? It was Deus Ex. Was that the one you weren't? I think you were talking. I was yeah. I thought you weren't going to release this one on iOS.
Yeah.
And I remember saying to you,
Yeah.
but please,
Yeah.
please.
I have a very bad fancy about covers. I know that, but I'm honest.
I'm very privileged to, have this insider knowledge, and thank you for sharing that because it's very exciting. Lastly, the one thing I do want to ask you is, what is your opinion on samples as opposed to this new form of modeling that is happening now? Which I know a lot of people, because I covered one of the new Swarm instruments this week on the channel, the Swarm Very Flute. And, those Swarm modeling instruments, they come in at like 56 megabytes. They're ridiculously small. And a lot of people, with iOS don't have a lot of room on there. So is modeling like something in your future? Is that part of this new thing with modeling? What's your take on it?
The secret, in reality, there is always a secret behind the library. All the libraries were created, for example, with, I'm not kidding, 5 minutes of a sample, and then they extended to all the keyboard. And you feel that the sound is changing. In reality, it's just the perception. So there are even some tricks in order to give a like motion to the sound. But obviously, if I put 15 seconds per note, you feel the difference totally. I mean, that's why some customer was quite a bit pissed off and say, "Hey, but I cannot play with my hand." And I said, I know, but I cannot edit the player. The player was giving to me to put all the samples without any kind of limits. So we discovered the limits step by step together. And, now I'm working very well with the new libraries because I'm reducing samples. But when there is a library like Entropy, yes, it is huge in comparison to Lyran Soundscapes, but it is another kind typology of the library, another kind. So I wanted to give more quality in this sense.
Well, I think folks know who follow this channel. I love what you do. I love your music. I think it's just incredible. I sit here and I'm in awe. I would love to do something like this. And you know what? I'm not doing it. But as I said, when I get a sound pack and turn off the lights, when I first download it like I did the other night, sit in the dark, I feel like I'm making music like you. Because of these sounds, it almost feels like this.
My soul there. There is my soul.
And it comes through. I don't even know what I'm doing on a keyboard. I'm the worst keyboard player in the planet. But every time I play it, I feel like I'm making something amazing. So there's that. We're at our last question, which I ask everybody who comes on the show. It's not a trick question. It's very simple. If somebody was considering becoming creative or following their passion, when would you say is the best time for them to start?
Now.
Perfect. That is it. There we
go. Always.
Yeah. Just do it, man. Just do it. Don't let people tell you can't do things. Just do it and enjoy it.
And remember, the time is limited. So Whatever you
Absolutely.
do it for yourself. Don't think to other people in the sense of commercial way. That's the error mistake that I did in the past. But I do everything for myself. Even if it sounds selfish, do it this way.
100%. I agree so much. Folks, I just want to run through quickly what's happening over the weekend here on this channel because we've got some really cool stuff happening. Tomorrow, we got an app demo for an app called Forv, which is a flawed deconstructor. It takes your sounds and spits them out in really fucked up ways. It's very fucking unique, very strange by K Devices. So hopefully you can come and join us for this show, and then immediately after that I will be dumping everybody over because I have finished one of my Songtember songs and today I'll be finishing the other. Me and Liza Day came together this year and created a song called Got It, and it will be, that's the right one, it will be premiering straight after my demo tomorrow, so hopefully you can come and check it out. It's really cool, and the good news is too, if you'd like to grab a copy of it right now, it is also on Bandcamp. We've released it early and it's available on Liza Day's channel. Here it is here. Pay what you want. So it's available now. I thought I would let her have it on her Bandcamp before me because she did such a great job. She deserves the money. So if you're going to go and support, please buy it on her Bandcamp. Remember, Bandcamp Friday starts tomorrow. So if you loved any of Andrew's stuff today, go and bookmark it. The links are in the description and buy it on Bandcamp Friday. It means Andrew gets all of the money. And the same with this track by Liza Day. It helps all of our artists. We love Bandcamp here because, you know, it's a great alternative. Lastly, following the premiere of Got It, Russ's new band, A Cat Named Vienna, will be premiering directly after my premiere. So it's crazy. We've got dumps happening everywhere. Tomorrow's a big day across all of YouTube. You've got Valerie Butt kicking off the Friday Human Centipede train. You've got me. You've got Sunshine Archer and Pole Vault. You've got Mr. Smith and Valerie Butt again. You've got Laurie's Mishmosh. She's doing a pajama party tomorrow. Then you've got Gary Hubbs and you've got Luriality Leela kicking off things, closing things off with her show as well. So a big day of entertainment happening on YouTube tomorrow. I think we've covered it's going to be a dumpathon tomorrow on the channel with all of the stuff that is happening. This week we'll be taking a look at Andrew's pack, and that's very exciting. Also, thank you for being here in the live chat. Riverbend Sim, I see you as well too. Thank you for hanging out live. If you're watching on the replay, bless you as well too. I also need to let you know and thank our sponsor for today, DistroKid, who you can sign up with for $24.99 annually and release your best music. Also, there's 3 different plans over here, Musicians Plus Ultimate. I use this one because I have too many bands, which gives you 5 artists and all this kind of stuff. So thank you to DistroKid again for sponsoring us over here. We are going to go out today with this track. Now, all of the songs that have been played today by Andrew, he chose them, right? I give the artist, you choose the ones you like. That's the most important thing, I think. And we're going to go out with Red Passion. You chose this to be your closing number. Why did you choose this one to be your closing number?
I love the story.
And it's all
I love the story. When I was 23 years old. Yeah.
And
so
it's all about the story, folks. You know, let's do it. Please hang on the line so I can say goodbye to you once the stream's finished. Thank you, everybody. Let's do it. This is Red Passion Part 1. It's from an album as well. I think it's is it a full album? It's an EP album.
Excuse me?
This song, it's from an EP, isn't it? Or an album?
It's an album with different moments.
Awesome.
With different tracks that are representing moments of the story.
Awesome. So this is part 1 we are closing with. Let's do it. Do the things that make you happy, folks. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together. This is Red Passion by Andrew Fly. He's been today's guest. And here we go. Boom.